Hello, I'm Colonel John Nelson, and I'd like to personally welcome you and wish you the best for your service here. Safety is our prime consideration in everything we do here at YPG, starting with your drive into work and all the way to your safe return home. YPG is an interesting and busy place. As you can see, it has many hazardous areas. In addition to accomplishing your mission, you must always understand how to be safe at all times. The purpose of this video is to familiarize yourself with some of the hazards you may encounter at YPG and how to be safe by integrating risk management techniques and following established operating procedure. Our personnel here spend a lot of time and energy making YPG as safe as possible. However, it's also your responsibility to take care of yourself as well as your teammates. Please be proactive and take this critical responsibility seriously. Look out for the unique desert wildlife that share our proving grounds, such as snakes, coyotes, scorpions, and other creatures. Watch your speed and don't be that person that texts and drives and harms yourself or others. Concentrate while driving over our blacktop and our dirt roadways. I expect everyone to always maintain situational awareness. You're here to do a professional job and we support you in any way we can. We have one team here at YPG, and with your arrival, you too are now a valued member.
Hello, I'm Command Sergeant Major Mark Milliard. I wanted to extend to you a warm welcome to the Army's premier test facility, the U.S. Army Yuma Proving Ground. The heat, isolation, and formidable conditions at YPG are some of our greatest assets, but they are also can be very dangerous. That is why I want you to think about safety and make informed decisions based on deliberate risk assessments. Just as you do at your own station, maintain situational awareness and look out for each other. As a valued member of our team, please take this time to think about how your actions fit into establishing a safe environment so we can provide the most thoroughly tested equipment to the soldiers, the greatest army in the world.
Thank you for your efforts in making YPG a safe place to work and live. And please remember our safety mantra.
Nobody gets hurt, truth in testing.
In the early 1940s, General Patton used YPG as one of his desert training areas, and later in 1943, military equipment testing began and continues to this very day. Munitions testing has since been introduced, and today YPG is the premier desert training location for new weapons, munitions, aircraft systems, parachute systems, and vehicles of the U.S. military and friendly foreign countries. There are numerous hazards here that may not exist at your installation or facility. One of the hazards we have here at YPG is unexploded ordnance, known as UXO. Often UXO is found in areas where records do not exist. Some UXO is from World War II era, such as this mine. If you see something that appears to be UXO and looks man-made, do not touch, step on, kick, or otherwise disturb it. Call range control and provide them your location and what you believe you have found. They will see that it is disposed of properly. YPG is separated into two major test ranges, the Kofa range and the Cibola range. Each range has a specific telephone number you must call in order to obtain a range clearance to proceed downrange. For entrance into the Kofa range, dial 328-3333. For entrance into the Cibola range, dial 328-2047. When using a landline phone, only dial the last 4 digits. Range control must issue a clearance number for you and all personnel and vehicles in your party prior to entering the range. This includes all gun positions along firing front road and frontage road. When requesting a range clearance, your vehicle identification is the last 3 alphanumerics of the license plate.
This is Kofa.
Hey, good morning, Kofa. This is Lottinger. I'm driving vehicle number Zulu 1 Alpha. I work for range operations, 1 person, 1 vehicle, and would like a clearance to GP2.
Clearance number 15.
Roger, clearance number 15. Thank you.
Thank you.
When traveling downrange, you may encounter a road gate, sawhorse, or a barricade in the road. Upon arriving at one of these types of roadblocks, contact range control via radio, cell phone, or from a nearby range phone. Wait until authorization is granted prior to proceeding. Continuing beyond the barricade without a clearance may place you and/or your party in serious jeopardy. Range control must be notified anytime you decide to move to another location on the range. Range control will inform you if you are cleared into your new location and provide any instructions necessary for safe travel. It is imperative you read back instructions to confirm any restrictions.
Delta 91, leaving Contravis J, heading to Brown West.
I sort of show you going to Tower M. Call me from there.
9-1 copy.
When you are finished for the day and are clear of the range, cancel your range clearance with range control. If you do not cancel your clearance, range control does not know if you are safe in town or in need of assistance on the range. GOFA, this is Lottinger. I'd like to cancel clearance number 15 at this time.
Clearance number 15 at 1500.
1500. Thank you. If you are clear of the range but plan to return, you must suspend your clearance with range control. Later, when you decide to return, you are required to reactivate your clearance with range control. Range control monitors all activities at all times. Should you be involved in an incident at a test site, notify the test officer immediately. When you are en route to or from a test site and are involved in an incident, notify range control immediately. During test or training operations, certain warning signals are displayed identifying hazardous locations and should not be entered unless a clearance has been issued. Warning signals to look for: red flag and or flashing beacon indicates an active firing program. Blue beacon, a radio frequency electromagnetic emitting program. An amber beacon, an active non-eye safe laser program. Upon arriving at a laser warning sign, laser goggles must be worn by all personnel at all times while in that area. Upon arriving at a test site, park in designated parking areas only and make contact with the test officer. Designated parking areas are safe, other areas may not be. While at the test site, you are under the test officer's authority. While at test sites, always conduct a 360 walk around prior to vehicle movement. Network pedestals, bollards, and other obstacles are present at many test sites and can easily damage vehicles as well as degrade test and training site capabilities. In some cases, vehicle guides may be required to maneuver in confined areas. When driving in and around YPG, you can easily be lulled into a false sense of isolation. It could feel as though no one is around for miles. However, our seemingly deserted roads are often busy. Many of our desert roads follow the contour of land, which creates blind hills and curves. Extra care is required on downrange roads, especially when warning signs indicate a dip or sharp turn is ahead. Some of the dips on Pole Line Road, for example, are dangerous and may cause vehicle damage and injury if posted speeds are not adhered to. When approaching the crest of a hill, keep to the right side of the road and slow down to prevent collision with oncoming vehicles. Driving into the rising and setting sun can also be a factor leading to an accident. Most of the long stretches of range roads run east to west, so driving into the sun is often unavoidable. Extra care should be taken while driving in these conditions. If you are traveling behind another vehicle, you should always keep sufficient distance between vehicles to ensure visibility. The dust stirred up from vehicles traveling at slow speeds can create a blanket of non-visibility. Only drive on established roads. Do not go off-road driving as you may encounter UXO. Tanks, armored personnel carriers, and large trucks can be found on our roads and test courses at all hours of the day and sometimes at night. Be aware of their crossing locations. All range roads are susceptible to flooding. Though clear skies may be present at your location, rain in the mountains miles away may cause severe flooding along the desert floor and into local washes and dried up creeks that traverse many of our roads. Be extremely careful since the water that flows through the washes may cut deep ravines across the roads and may have undercut some of the pavement. Do not cross flooded roads under any circumstance. Your vehicle may become disabled, leaving you in a precarious and dangerous situation. YPG is over 25 miles from Yuma, and many range locations are not near the administrative areas. Allow plenty of time to drive safely to your destination and make sure you have a full tank of gas before leaving. A round trip to Site 16 in northern Cibola from Yuma is approximately 150 miles. It's almost the same to Tower 62 on the Kofa Range. It is important to maintain correct air pressure in your tires year-round, especially in the summer months. Fluctuations in temperatures can either increase or decrease tire pressure. Driving over desert terrain may require you to reduce tire pressure. Once back on the pavement, it is important to reinflate your tires. Running a tire underinflated can damage the tire and cause tread separation. The correct tire pressure for your vehicle is annotated on both of the tire and on the driver's side door jamb. In the desert, water is one of the necessities you should have with you. Summertime heat can climb over 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 50 degrees Celsius. Keeping your body hydrated is essential for survival and avoiding heat-related injuries. Remember, drink plenty of water to stay hydrated. Wear a hat, a long-sleeved shirt, and sunscreen. These measures will help reduce the dangers of sun exposure. There are also environmental hazards to be aware of, such as animals that live in this harsh environment and see YPG as their home. Every year on YPG and Highway 95 there are several accidents involving vehicles and animals. Horses, burros, deer, coyotes, and fox are among the larger animals. Extra care and caution should be taken to avoid them. Smaller and closer to the ground are snakes, lizards, scorpions, and spiders. When you are out walking around, extreme care needs to be taken. Stay on a path in which you are walking, and always ensure the area below your vehicle is clear before you step in or out of it. Animals, like humans, look for shade to get out of the sun and heat. Avoid desert brush. One of the hazards to be aware of is cacti. Thorns on some types of cactus are barbed and cannot be removed. Be mindful of these hazards and do not touch any cacti. In case of an emergency while on the range, you should call extension 5111. This connects you directly to range control, who will then contact emergency services personnel and direct them to your exact location. This line is for all ranges and courses. Dialing this number will provide a faster response. Dialing 911 may connect you to emergency personnel outside of YPG and further away, potentially delaying a response. Be safe while you're here at YPG and enjoy your time with us. We are concerned about your welfare and want you to return home safely. After viewing this video, you will be issued a range pass by personnel from the Visitors Control Center. The pass must be on your person at all times while on the range. Be sure to adhere to the policy and standards that we have provided for you. Have a great time at the Yuma Proving Ground.